We start with opening the project. So we click on the Open Existing Model, and we've already got it available here. So it's the Chapter 10 Social Loafing, there .vpmx. We click Open, and here it defaults to the dashboard view. First, we'll look at the view of the workflow. Here it is here. I'll zoom into the important bit. Essentially, it's a software development workflow. Here we have some inputs here, which is going to be the requirements. The requirements then pile up there, and then the requirements are produced. They're then coded, they're tested, and then the work is completed. So the important thing is to get the work through the pipeline. And what happens is you have a level here of production of the requirements, production of the code, and the production of the testing. And each of these, it relies on the previous level being done there. It also relies on the coding, for example, and the subsequent downstream rely on cooperation from the BAs there for the requirements, and similarly there is some quality level there for the requirements, and there's also some cooperation required from the developers to help the testers do their job. So if we go back to workflow, and we'll start the workflow off. It's now running, as we can see from that module there. Now, what we're interested in, or what the organization is interested in, is the actual final amount of work which is done there, that completed work. How much has come out at the end there. But you can imagine that if you are the business analysts or your upstream, you're being measured by what you're producing, not what's produced for the completed work there. So for example, you can be particularly interested in what's here. So you can see all the requirements come in, and then they gradually get worked on. So after about 12 weeks, they are finished. Now, there's two ways that the BAs can improve their level of their level of work there. One is they can reduce their level of cooperation, so they just don't worry about helping others there, so those that are downstream, and they just focus on producing the requirements. The second is they can drop the level of quality. That both of those acts will improve their productivity, but they'll also decrease the productivity of those downstream, and they may decrease the total productivity of the whole project there. So let's see what happens if, for example, the BAs are under a lot of pressure to get stuff done very quickly, what they might do. And you can see here they're doing about, on average, about 22 requirements per month there. So you could see if they increased, for example, their level of cooperation, you'll see it go up there. You can see that actually there's an optimum level of cooperation at about 0.3, so they're spending 30% of the time cooperating in this model, and then all of the work is completed there after about 16 weeks. However, what you'll see is the number of requirements that they have done per month is reduced from 22 down to 19, so they may get criticized for that. So if instead of doing that, perhaps they may reduce it. So instead of 0.2, which is what it was before, they may go down to 0.15 or 0.1. Now you can see they've actually increased their productivity of their own personal productivity by about 10%. It's gone up from 22 to 25. However, if you look, almost no work is being done there. The other thing they could do is they could drop the quality. So for example here, if they drop that, you can see there now they're doing 30 per month. So that's up from the initial 22 and then 25. And if they increase it lower, you can see they can get it up quite high there. But if you look, there's practically no work being produced coming out of the out of the end of the pipeline there. And that's the end of this. Thank you.